Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a quicker look than normal at Not a Figure Arts. Yeah, this is the Dragon Stars cooler. I'll be honest, I have never even thought about the Dragon Stars line. I've always thought it looked a bit cheap. Obviously it's aimed more at kids than it is at collectors. But you know what? When I noticed Amazon UK suddenly selling these guys at retail price instead of the inflated aftermarket prices that they're usually sold at, I couldn't help myself with this guy. He's honestly one of the best figures they've produced. Cell probably being a close second, so that might be the next figure that I get. But yeah, let's put him to the side quickly and take a quick look at the box. Now, compared to Figure Arts, there's not much to talk about here. Dragon Stars series, cooler final forum, a nice look at a... I don't think it's from the anime actually, I think they've got someone to draw that. But very nicely done all the same. Pictures of, or promotional images of the figures in this wave that they're doing. Quite honestly, none of them interest me. I almost went for this guy just because it's Bardock, but Figure Arts is doing one now, which unfortunately they seem to have forgot to put the Super Saiyan head in. So who knows, if Dragon Stars make a Super Saiyan Bardock, I'm all for it. But yeah, apart from that, nothing really to write home about. Something about toy animation, made in China, blah blah blah, known blurbs. Not 3 sad onions for anyone who's watched Ashins before. But yeah, not 15 and up. These are targeted more at kids. Which is not to say my channel is targeted at kids. These just happen to be figures that are worth it in my opinion. So yeah, this guy has joints that are reminiscent of Figure Arts, but not quite as high quality. Before I forget, accessories are basically non-existent. You get a pair of gripping hands. I mean, to be honest, I would have thought they would have at least given him a finger hand pointing up so that he can do his, what's it called? Nova Blast or something? Nah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% up to date on Cooler. It's been ages since I've watched his film. I do wish they would bring him into canon though. But yeah, quick look at Cooler himself. You'll see the points are there for the detail, but he's missing said detail. Quick Gundam marker with all these little scratch marks, you could call them, and all of a sudden he's looking really good. There are a couple of people on YouTube who've already done it. GP Toys, for example. Go and have a quick look at that. He done a really good job, for example. I do have a slight paint defect on mine, in that some of the red paint was missed on his eyes, but not really noticeable when he's standing. But yeah, he's lacking in detail. The purple bits are painted really nicely. They're actually painted the same way Frieza's is on the Figure Arts line, with that sort of metallic-y paint. And yeah, not been missed anywhere, but that's the only paint you'll get on this guy. The rest is moulded plastic. In terms of articulation, we don't have that much on the head. You can look straight forward and that's about it. You can look down slightly, side to side, and there's no tilt to speak of at all. In terms of the arms, you can go up really far. You can swivel, but his armour gets in the way. Bicep swivel. Double hinge at the elbow, only reaches 90 degrees. reminiscent ball hinge for the hand of Figuarts. I mean, to be honest, it is Bandai that makes these, isn't it? Yes, Bandai America. So these are basically borrowing the designs off of Figuarts because they're allowed to, and unlike Demoniacal Fit, he's got a tiny bit of an ab crunch, goes back and forward, quite good. You don't get a gap regardless of how far back it is. I usually keep it as far back as possible so that it looks more imposing. You've got the old pull down style hips, which kick out about that much, not as well engineered. He does kick out really well though. Goes back into place. You've got double hinge at the knee, doesn't look too bad. And you've got a ball hinge at the foot, which in the package it comes, hold on, I'll quickly just pull it off. There you go. Really thick peg, reinforced as much as they possibly can. It comes in the package facing forwards, but to get them into a wider stance pose, you will want to pop them on sideways. And his tail does articulate, but it's articulated in the most bizarre way possible. For some reason they put it in at a 90-degree angle instead of normal. I don't know why. So that's sort of hindered quite badly. You get a swivel halfway round and a swivel at his tail tip. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, you can get him into some good poses, but jump cut. Sorry about that, folks. Right, so where were we? Yeah, you can get him into some pretty decent poses, but not really as good as you can Figuarts. So he's more just standing in your collection looking imposing. But yeah, I mean, even not painted, he's still decent looking if you don't feel confident enough in doing it. But Gundam markers are pretty much the way to go for this sort of shading. They rub off quite easily until they set. You've got a bit of time just to rub them off and things like that. Anyone who's seen my Star Wars model kit reviews in the past, that's basically what I used on those most of the time. But yeah, that'll do it for this review, guys. Would I recommend getting him? Yes, I would say so. If you can get him for retail price. I mean, I got him for 20 quid. So yeah, that's nothing compared to Figuarts these days. Definitely recommended. Especially if you want to stand in until Figuarts makes one. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this review. I'll see y'all later.